So how are gamification strategies different for knowledge-based content versus skill-focused content?
They're actually quite a lot. They're very, very different. Organizations, we kind of talk about the three knowledge domain or the three content domains of training. You have training that's primarily designed to teach knowledge, primarily designed to teach concepts, or primarily designed to teach skills. And the outcome of all of those is you're really asking people to assimilate things that will enable them to behave differently on the job to improve performance. And a lot of organizations are just overwhelmed with a tidal wave of knowledge-based training. I mean, if you think of any large organization, government, corporation, etc., you have knowledge-based training that you've got to get out there for products or solutions or services.
There's
processes, compliance, new procedures, new information the company wants to educate about the workforce, about the direction it's going, and those sorts of things to kind of keep people dialed in. Assimilating new employees into the organization, an onboarding program. It's mostly knowledge-based stuff, and there's just an avalanche of it. In many respects, knowledge-based training is the easiest to design and develop and roll out. And it may be a great place for gamification strategies because you can add basic gaming elements to knowledge-based training for not all that much incremental cost or time. And so we often say, it's a great place to start, and we provide solutions that, help folks do that quicker and faster and, produce a more robust end result. The skills-based content area is a whole different ballgame. It's much, much more challenging to develop effective skill-based training, to teach people how to perform complex skills. It's something that you can't do in a 20 or 30 or 1 hour segment of time. It's not going to happen. We have solutions to teach soft skills in a variety of areas, and the programs need to be robust enough to really have the stuff take hold, because with gamification and what in the skill area particularly is called serious learning games, it's a different ball game because you really need to design the learning experience from the ground up as a game. It's a self-contained game, and the advantage of doing the training this way is that by playing the game, people can actually spend about 90% of their time in training practicing and applying the skill in a variety of scenarios.
Right.
Whereas if you send them through a 1 or a 2 day class, they're trainers and facilitators and lecture and all that stuff, and maybe you see the skill modeled on video segments and things like that, and then you get 20 minutes here and a half an hour there to divide up into teams and practice against each other. It's not the same thing. And I know, I've taken a lot of leadership training or sales training or communications training, et cetera. And at the end of the day, you can come out kind of temporarily fired up. But the challenge with skills-based training is actually how do you give people the confidence and the conviction to go back and apply the skill in a real job environment where you're shooting live bullets. And it's, gamification has been remarkable in its ability to provide that confidence. Number one, because of the amount of time you're practicing, and the game elements of the competition and, and all the rest of that stuff. It's a challenge, and people enjoy the challenge. It's actually fun. We hear a lot of feedback about, I'm sorry this is over. It was really a pleasant experience, and at the end of the day, it really, the goal is to get them to behave differently back on the job, and we've had more evidence of that with the skills-based training that we do in serious learning games than I've seen in, my corporate L&D background in the last 15 or 20 years.